Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 3rd of November. So let's firstly, as ever, look at the news events this morning. Woohoo! I'm just going to look at. I was going to just look at Forex Factory. Perhaps I won't then. So I'm going to have a look then at financial juice first, then, and what we got going on here. So. We've already had some German data coming out. I don't look at this as being that highly impacting, so we'll ignore all that. We've got a Bank of England Holzer speaking later. UK services PMI. This is a bit more, but this is all final data, so really it shouldn't be read here at all. Probably orange at the best, orange or yellow. Not even really going to affect us too much. That's at 9:30. More important, of course, is the non-farms. Now remember, they're 12:30 today. There's me looking at the markets earlier, but anyway, 12:30 today, and then we've got a couple of speakers running through this afternoon. So it's that non-farms is the biggie that's sitting out there at the moment. Let's look at the technicals then. And we're seeing some dollar selling. What I'll do actually is just bring the dollar index up. Sometimes it's easier. I mean, it's the inverted euro basically, but there we go. So we got this sort of dollar selling coming into play a little bit. When you look at the state of the dollar index itself, it's sort of double topped. If I'm going into next week's brain here next week or plan, if it starts breaking these lows here, well then it's triggering the effect of that double top. It's playing out, and I would expect at least the distance between the low there and the high to replicate and run down. So mirroring effectively this double top price action. So that is that, but you see, as I say, it's just looking that tad weaker. I'm sort of running it through my head in terms of are we at that point where everything's been priced into the dollar? It's had its really good run down here, and now, well, is it going to just chop around a little bit, maybe soften up a little as we go forward? I think with the euro, the US dollar, maybe the Bank of England, we've probably seen the rates top out. There's a possibility, and they're trying to do all this hawkish talk in the US, but why not just do it? If they're going to increase rates, why not just increase them one last time? It looks like they're really trying to get away with not doing it. Anyway, for now then, this euro dollar, it looks a bit of a mess. It's still in this ascending channel-ish, although it had broken out. As we're going through here, non-farms will obviously take its toll. When you come down to the 4-hourly, it's range bound, isn't it? It's quite ugly looking. We've got this sort of this support areas down here around about the 105.20 area. We've got this resistance point up here, probably about, look at that, 10666. That tells you something, doesn't it? Anyway, that's sitting there at the moment. If we can start getting a bit more of a shove, perhaps that's going to move out there. But it's choppy, and to me, it's not it's not giving me trading opportunities now. The pound dollar, again, we're seeing some consolidation, maybe try to break that a little bit more. Again, central bank not overly bullish. I think it's neutralized, and this price action, it's not really, I'm going through these majors because a lot of you want to, but it's not really tradable data for me, or price action on these time frames. Morning, Michael. The dollar yen chopping around here, really not doing a great deal. Maybe we'll see a break of the lows here at some stage. It's sort of following the lead of what's going on with the other markets. Softer dollar reflecting on this, but doesn't deserve to really push down with a carry that sort of sits there. The interest rate differentials there, 0 to 5.5, big difference. Aussie dollar, Now this is one that's turned the corner a bit. It's caught my eye. I'm looking at it because it's pulled round a little bit stronger. Maybe not so much against the US dollar here, but well, let's go and look at the pairs. I was looking at it against the euro, and there we go. So it's broken out of this trend here. It put the pivot swing in yesterday. It rolled over, and it just looks like it's in more of a move to the downside. It's got more potential to the downside here, and it might be sort of the easier routes when we're looking for something. This is you're looking really at the sort of one of the stronger pairs. The Aussie, this week it's been pushing up there, and the pound Aussie, I'm in this on the short side. It was really from the bigger picture here. It'd been waiting and waiting. Had my little Heiken-Nashi. It broke through the lows there. I actually got it on a retrace on the move, but looking to see how I can trade this to the downside at the moment. Yeah, just in there. We'll be trailing the stop behind my Dotchin channel and see where it goes. I mean, it's not far off a double or triple bottom, you could argue, this bottom over here, but also when you start looking at that, that's the neckline of a head and shoulder type pattern, so we could see further selling there. So the Aussie, the strength of it, it's reflected through the market, so there's some possibilities there. Okay, US dollar CAD, again the CAD, it's been really struggling against the US dollar really taking advantage. Now looking at it, it's okay. I don't like selling into tops or whatever else, and I'm not going to sell into the top yet, or so it won't be yet because it will have turned over a little bit more before I get in, but it is making this some signs that, well, perhaps we could see further to the downside, a continuation to the downside. What I'm looking for though is a bit of a retracement. See if we can get a bit of a bounce off this, the unbelievers bounce, and then a move down, and that's when I'm going to be interested. At the moment, yes, it's doing on the shorter time frames. We've just got these nice bear flags kicking in. Actually kicked off at 9 o'clock yesterday and pushed on through. But it looks like it's got the potential, but I want something a bit bigger on the 4-hourly time frame here to look at this, probably looking into next week. Right, okay, of course got non-farm, so there's not a great deal else out there. I've got a couple of things highlighted. Most of these, Euro CAD actually was one that this is a bit of a rock and a hard place here. I like the fact that it's been trending up nicely. It's pulled back to its monthly pivot, and I'm just waiting to see what it does here. It's at this sort of bearish looking on the hourlies, and well, perhaps 4 hourlies there. Actually, he's put a lower high in, so it's got that sort of hint of bearishness. It could just be an ABC correction. So I'm just waiting to see if it gets back above its daily pivot, will be more interesting. So, but if this Canadian's going to really crack over, maybe this pivot's just not going to hold, and we are going to see a rollover. But it's just, it looks so pretty on this in this picture here, sort of bull flagging onto the pivot. So I'm just waiting to see what happens here. Again, another slow one. Let's look and see let's let the non-farms come out. In fact, we've got the Canadian non-farms. It must be next Friday because I didn't see it listed. Let me just check and see if it is listed. Friday. Yeah, sorry, we have got the Canadian non-farms as well. So this too could react. So just get those out, both of them at 12:30. So both the US and Canadian. Okay, that is it for me this morning on that. Let's just have a quick look at a couple of the other markets, the gold and the indices themselves. So gold, swinging around yesterday and holding on to its gains in the end. I think this has got a bit more upside available in it. Let's just check. It's a daily. I was just checking that was on the daily. Seems to be turning here. Sorry, I'm looking at gold, talking gold and looking at oil. I'm just thinking, I'm going crazy this morning. Do apologise. This is oil here. Looking like it's got a bit of turn on the lower time frames, but really, again, I'll wait for the potential moves to the downside here. It did kick off there, went off at 1 o'clock instead of 2 because we had an hour difference. Looking at the 1 o'clock moves at the moment, but of course clocks all change for into next week. But didn't really go too far yesterday. It started the move and pushed through. We'll see what happens today. It may be, if we're seeing a softer US dollar, we'll see a higher oil price relatively. Okay, now I will look at gold. Sorry about that. Do you know, I thought, what the hell's going on here? I kept on looking through my market. So gold has been pushing up there really well, as I was saying, but it's just come to a bit of a flat spot now. Now this might be it for now. It's struggling. It's run out of momentum, at least for now. We'll see how things develop. I've not got trades sitting up on that at this stage. Equity markets, S&Ps. So solidness continues. I mentioned at the earlier part of the week we've seen the sentiment change from the big money. It's starting to buy back into equities by looks of things, and well, we're seeing that sort of showing itself a lot more here. Now they started buying back a couple of weeks ago, so it's been a couple of weeks that they've been buying in whilst it's been bottoming out and turning the corner. So we'll see how much it progresses, but technically at the moment, and that's all I can go on, retracements in this move, it's structurally broken its 4-hourly picture here, and does look certainly more bullish than it did. Trend wise, is still below this sort of near term trend at where you can be drawing across probably from here. Oh, I'm saying that it's right bang into it. But it is, I mean, this, if it breaks through this area, well then I'd expect even more positiveness. I'd be waiting for retracements to buy into then. Okay, that's the S&Ps looking nearer home. DAX is also having a better time of things. It's still in this low highs, low lows situation, but it might be turning. I struggle a little bit more with the DAX. I think it's potentially a weaker market, but the money's running into it at the moment for sure. But I just see it as a bit of a weaker one. The German economy is really struggling. Okay, a lot of those German companies are listed, are probably making their money worldwide, but it's yeah, iffy. If we start seeing oil pushing up, we'll expect to see this FTSE push up some more. It's starting to move. It's yeah, a lot of the majors that sit there, they're oil based, oil related. We're seeing a bit of a move. It's a bit slower. I'm just looking at what's doing, just slowing off, losing a bit of momentum. Maybe that'll pick up as we run through this morning. Just running into open. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wish you an absolute great day trading. Be very careful. Maybe worth waiting for those non-farms to come out. Take care. Catch you later. Bye for now.